Hello, fellow fencers. Coach Jason here with another short armory video. Aside from the very common problems with the barrel and a foil, I would say that the second most common problem is a break in your body cord line. It's usually up by the two-prong end, which plugs into your weapon, right? A lot of stress is put on the cord, and so it either breaks or just becomes disconnected. And so I'm going to show you how to do a simple repair today to save yourself a few bucks. Now, you don't need one of these special boxes, but it does make it easy because you can plug the cords into either end and then yank on the cords to see if the continuity breaks. And that's what I'm about to do here. It looks like Julian was up here plugging in the wires in the wrong places. So once you got it set up, you set your multimeter to continuity, and then the red light, you can see the red light there, it starts beeping and goes off. And as you yank on the cord, if the light flickers or just turns off, you've got a break. Alright, so disassembly of the casing here is fairly simple. It's just got a couple screws. The retaining clip that's on there has a screw, the clip itself, and then a little spring that pops out. Now, depending on the cords you have, sometimes there is a stress relief, a little plastic piece that's at the end. This one has that, and I don't see that very often. Usually you just have some stress relief tubing that's on the cord that goes into the case itself, and you slip that out. And also on the inside there's a tiny little bracket with two small screws that helps hold the cords in, because as you'll see here in a second, the wires are just held in to the two pins by screws themselves. So there's several mechanisms in there that help keep the cord intact, because like I said, there's a lot of stress when you're fencing and you're lunging and your arm is extending. There can be a lot of stress put on that cord, and you don't want it coming unattached. So once you get the case off, which I'm about to do right now, and you're going to take the pins off with two little screws, be sure you don't swap the wires when you put things back. That's what I'm tapping. I'm trying to show you right now. So the wire that's in the smaller plug, you want that wire to go back in there. Usually what I do is, once I've got the pins off, wherever there's the crimp is in the wire, because remember you've got these little pieces inside the case that actually put stress relief on the wire itself, so you'll see indentations. I'll usually cut below that. That's where the break is usually going to be, just under there somewhere. So maybe ½ an inch or something I'll cut off. You don't want to cut off too much, because the cord will break again, and every time you do that you shorten your cord. Eventually it just won't be usable. Alright, so now we're just going to reassemble. I'm not going to show you the whole boring process. If you took it apart, you know how to get it back together. Again, it's just a few parts, right? It's the two pins, some screws, the retaining clip, and the spring. Just be sure to get the pins back on the right wires, and tighten those screws down so the wires don't come out. Be sure you put your stress relief back on there, the little pieces that go inside the case, and that's pretty much it. Alright, once you got the case back together, you test it. And again, you don't need the box to do this. If you have a multimeter, you can use the two leads to connect the pins. I didn't get any video of that. I probably should have done that, but we can always show you how to do that. And you can see I'm tugging on the wires. I'm not trying to yank them out, but I'm bending them, making sure the continuity isn't broken, and we're good.